Hello, friends. So, what do my dreads mean to me? What are they to me? My dreads are freedom. Freedom to be, to choose exactly as I choose. Like, absolutely. What else? Expression of something. Maybe not even the same thing as what someone else is doing it for, or what they feel is behind it. Expression of my spirituality, expression of my inner self, whatever that is, expression of creativity, you know. It's also an effort to push boundaries. I am definitely pushing boundaries all over the place right now. And the more I do it, the more I come across my own truth, my own reality, and how I want things to be. And that is absolutely the biggest part of it. Scoot this back a little bit. Put this down. I got a new table tripod looking thing. It's the Gorilla Pro, the like little balls thing. Yeah, it's cool. So a little sidetrack there. So I'm playing with it right now. It's pretty cool. Anyways, so the whole thing about pushing the boundaries is probably the biggest aspect of why this is such a thing for me. I push boundaries in all kinds of ways throughout my life, and I've always been doing it. I can't help it. It's just part of my nature. And it makes me feel like an outsider sometimes. That's why this is like so great in my experience, having hair that is not a normal thing. And it's not why I did it specifically, it's all kinds of reasons, but it was a very deeply felt reason rather than an aesthetic. And so that's why things that are frustrating me on my head about this whole process, I just take care of it. I don't worry about it. So like, you know, I left the latter half of my hair undone. And so that's going on. It sticks out in places, like this one right here got real thick. You know, that was not necessarily planned. Some of them stayed small. The little ones I made in the front have stayed smaller, although I have to separate them a lot more. So there's this like ongoing acceptance that happens, like this, I can't plan what's happening on my head. I can't not control it. It is not quickly, nothing is like instantaneously fixed. Like I can't just go to a hair salon and just get my hair done kind of a thing. So there's a lot more patience that I get to practice on for myself. That is like the biggest gift I've given myself, is this outward experience that's very easily to kind of focus on and to take in the opportunity for my own self-observation when it comes to the patience and the compassion. I've had, as many people do, a very difficult time with having compassion for myself, having the ability to let go of things or letting myself have ease through challenges. As I'm very unforgiving. This has been an enormous gesture. Absolutely, an enormous gesture, a huge gesture of something that is so absolutely imperative inside of me. So, in that, I am so happy to be doing this, to have this experience. I'm gonna go ahead and dread these at some point. I was gonna henna my hair because I haven't done it in a while. And it's been interesting because I recently had a meal with some people and I didn't tell anybody I was doing this to my hair. I just did it. I had been wanting it for a while. I don't even think I asked questions from people I knew before I did it. And I left the front loose, and then I got tired of these little pieces, so I started dreading those, and then I just did a little bit more on this one today. So I just keep working on it, and it's like a total analogy for my life. I'm always working on it. I just washed my hair, so if it looks strange, it's not oily. It's just I just washed it. But it's like an amazing experience and opportunity for me to see who I am in direct, positioning from someone else. The meal that I had was okay. It was pretty good. But the experience I got to have was other people giving me their opinions of my hair. And these are people that I'm close to. And when they spoke up, they did it in a way that they felt was polite. But it was interesting to watch their faces tell so much truth. They didn't approve. They don't agree. They don't like. And it was funny how this little piece of loose hair up here became such a focus, because this was the normal hair. This is the long hair. This is the hair that hasn't been scathed by the dreading process. And it's interesting to me to get that kind of experience from someone who I very much expected it to come from. I didn't even think about it actually. When I went, I didn't think that they were gonna react to my hair. I didn't think about it. And because it's becoming such a part of me that I don't see the difference. I don't see the separation. I don't see this as something separate from me. And so when they spoke up, it was an amazing opportunity for me to practice patience with someone else. I realized that this is very defining in society, this type of hair. That's okay. Society has all kinds of limitations and rules and structures around things that I don't agree with. This is just one more thing. So I've taken the vote for me, and this is why I do this. This is for me and no one else. No one else's reasonings, no one else's anything. It's just for me. And when it's not for me anymore, I will do something to that effect. And so like today, this may or may not be advised care for your dread. And I don't really care. I'm gonna do as I wish to do because it's what makes me happy. And so what I'm gonna do today, this was a skinny dread. I don't really know what happened, but you can tell it kind of curled up on itself. I can't get it apart. And you know what? I'm getting a headache just thinking about trying to brush the sucker out. I did brush out my dreads shortly after I made them, and it took me hours to brush out 4. So I'm not doing that again. I have already cut another dread. It wasn't intentional. I cut them apart because I couldn't handle the weight anymore of this one mono dread. So it's my little turd. See, I got a little turd. It just kind of lays back and hangs out underneath all the big ones. That's okay. It's totally crazy, right? And so this one has been driving me nuts because what happens is this one is the one that gets loose every single time because it's literally the top of my head and it falls on my face like this. This is the only one that I have this problem with. And it's not long enough to actually go back into anything. It doesn't stay in anything. And because it's huge balls on the end of it, it's my other turd and I don't like this one. So I decided today I'm just gonna cut it off. There we go. And that is how I maintain my dreads. And now I have this piece of hair that's short and I don't care. This bugging me and me having the option, giving myself the option, this is the other thing that drives me nuts, is that you can't brush your hair behind your ears anymore with dreads. It just doesn't work. But having the choice and the options, only my choice and my options with stuff like this, that's it. That's it. That's all I want in life, is to operate by my rules. So you got to hang out with me while I express this experience, and I would love to know from you what you do in your everyday life that calls into question societal norms and expectations. Then you're making up your own rules for how you operate, how you need to be. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know. If you enjoyed this, if this was entertaining to you, you found this interesting at all, just give me a thumbs up. It'd be cool to know. Otherwise, I'll see you later. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're wonderful. Thank you for being here. Bye.